Three things are important for spiritual life: a human birth, yearning for the divine, and association of a great soul. மானிட பிறவி கடவுள் சிந்தனையை and ஒரு மகாபுருஷன் relationship. Now the first one, the human birth, of course all of us have a human birth. Not an ordinary human birth. There are many human beings, but many do not come to God. So here they mean a person who has evolved to that level, from the animalistic level to the human level. The second quality or the requisite is yearning for the divine. Many are human beings, but there is not much yearning in them. That means the evolution has not gone to that. All are living a very materialistic life or a cannibalistic type of life. Eating, sleeping. Gurudev says, eating, sleeping, drinking, enjoying only in the senses. And now the third quality which I am going to touch on today is this association with the great soul. Not necessarily the guru, can be the guru, but not necessarily only the guru. A person who guides you, who is with you, who tells you what is good and bad, and always having your spiritual progress in mind. That person in all our lives was Gobhaktanandaji. He came here many times, he has spoken. As I was sitting there, I was only thinking of him sitting here and talking. All what he said was for the good of us, trying to make us evolve, think higher, think of God. That was his sole aim in life. I had been blessed in that I knew the Swami for many years, many of you know, from my studying student days, the 60s. His one thought was only this: we should serve. And serve means he was thinking only about going towards God. That was his thought always. And as you heard earlier, he was divine all through and leading a divine life. Leading a divine life, that means a spiritual type of life. That's what Swami Shivananda had said. He named this institution not Shivananda mission, he named it Divine Life, so that it will be anybody can lead the divine life. So that was Swami Gobhaktananda. Many of you knew in your lives how he has played an important part. He has come to your house, he has ate with you, he has chat with you, he will joke with you. This is a very rare quality. Your guru might have given you the mantra, that's it. After that you might not ever see him again. But this person stood by us through thick and thin, so to say. And he has helped most of us, even though we won't be here today. So I can go on telling a lot about him. The other time also I spoke something about him. Because I've traveled with him, I've lived with him, I've gone all over the place with him. And at least once a week I have a telephone conversation with him. His phone number is still in my phone, I have not erased it yet. I don't know who's having that number. Who's having that number now? Anybody knows? No. His phone number, handphone. So even a few days before his passing away, we had a lengthy conversation. The thing is, little did I know, nor did he know that he's going to pass away. That is the strange thing. All of us here, we do not know when we are going to pass away. If only we knew, the whole thing is different, isn't it? Situation is different. What a secret it is. Nobody really knew, and maybe the great saints knew, but they did not bother about it. So this is the great secret. Now, Swamiji, Gopalji, from the time he was as the teacher was telling, he was in Radio Malaysia. I used to go there. Whenever I passed that place, Abdul Samad said, past the place, I used to remember how, when he was in night duty especially, I used to go and sit down there and talk with him, or in that house in Taro. Those were wonderful memories actually. All over the place, only on divine journeys, on spiritual journeys. Any temple in Johor, any Timali, any prayer, we were there. He used to drag me along. He took me to Ramakrishnan mission, where I stayed for many years. It's all because of him. Divine Life Society, bhajans, that Murugan temple, bhajans, that Jalan Mariamma, that one lady's house there, Chintamani. All those, and then the hospital quarters, her house, Govindaraj's house, so on and so forth, like this. So plenty in mind. And then of course we were friends. We did quarrel also, but made up and became stronger friends. You know, the friendship thickened, so to say. Many times we had quarrel means over spiritual matters, religious matters. He had a belief, I had a belief. So it went. So, Purusha Samsraya, the divinity, the guiding factor of a human being, we had in him. Gurus come and go. They gave us initiation, that, this and all that. But this type of association with spiritual people guiding us all the time was in him. So it went on like this. And here all his discourses, his talk on lately the Gita chapter 1 and 10 he discussed. And all his talks were very non-technical. When children can understand. That was his greatness. And he was not only a favorite with the household devotees, he was also a favorite with the Swamis. The Swamis also liked him very much. But maybe you might not know. You go to Rishikesh or you go to Ramakrishnan mission, anyway, these two organizations I know, you would see, even the Swamis nowadays ask me about him. That day also one Swami was asking me about him. So, what is there to say this great person, how much he has done for us, how all of us have benefited? Can anybody say you have not benefited? You have benefited. That's why we are here talking about it. Part and parcel of our life. At every moment guiding us. Many of you I know, he has told me personally about what he has done, and I have gone with him to many of the houses. You sit down there, I sometimes also get fed up. All these worldly problems, and this happened, that happened, all that whole thing. You could say, I remember one incident in Sharadamma's life. The people will come with all types of problems and tell her incidents. And she also will cry. So somebody asked her, Ma, why you are detached soul, why you? Said, if I cry, they feel happy. You know? So she used to cry with them. So I used to also understand. I used to feel very ridiculous sometimes sitting down there. I have to drive in there. And then, types of stories they will tell. If there is some newspaper or magazine, I will take and read. If nothing means, pretend to listen and then sit down there. So, this was the Swami. And when he lived in the ashram in Batu Caves, took brahmacharya, then he lived with Swami, the Orissa Swami, what is his name? Jivan Muktananda Ji. And then first with Pranavananda Ji, then Jivan Muktananda Ji. Then then he became president. After Jivan Muktananda, he lived, was there any other Swami? No, he took up presidency. And His intention was to spread the divine life all over Malaya, which he did to a certain extent. Here, there, all over the place. Adosta, Kodokobu Baru, all this, wherever he went, I had been with him, seen that place before, Ipoh, and he had a tremendous energy. My God. I used to tell him, Swamiji, you are going to rust out. You know, you are going to wear out. I am going to rust out. You know, not doing anything, sitting down there, thuru pidichu you know. Avaru thenji poiduvar. I used to tell him, you will just go away by getting, how do you say, eroding yourself away. Adhe Mari, he was up and about, he went from here, went to Penang, and then you know what happened. Today here, tomorrow there, day after tomorrow there. Reminded me of, Swami Vivekananda and some other Swamis who travelled here and there and got themselves exhausted. So much was his dynamism. I told him many times, Swamiji, you must take it easy, you're travelling too much. But of course he felt there's the divine call, he had to go here and there. And that was the Swami we knew, whom we are talking about, and we will talk about. The great thing about these people is, after we die, we are forgotten. The great ones, what happened? After they die, they become more popular. You see, Swami Shivananda, Swami Vivekananda, all these people. Temples all over the place. People are getting aspiration. And the Mari Guru, he is aspiring people. People know about him. People are asking questions. All these things are there. So, in conclusion, what I would like to say is, we are blessed. We had a person guiding us all through. So I told you, he was a friend for me, guide for me, and a philosopher. All the three factors. Any doubts? For me, it was a personal loss. Even when I went for the funeral, I was thinking, whom would I discuss spiritual problems with? Swami type of problems. All kind of stories. You can ask you about investment, education policy, things like that. But spiritual problems, we could only discuss. Of course, the Swamis are there, but he's a local guy. He understands the local thing. If you go to an Indian Swami, they have a different set of rules. So for me, it was a personal loss. In that, I could discuss, he could understand the local problems. So with this, what can we say? What shall we say? But to follow him. Now what we have to do is, not only have this type of observations, we must practice what he said. That is most important. He did not come here only as someone asked Ramakrishnan. He said, but you have come here to eat rasagulla. So what? Rasagulla, there is a Bengali sweet, like adirasam like that. The rasagulla is always there with Bengalis. We didn't come here to eat rasagullas. You have to practice. Then you have done your part. The Swami sat down there and he was practically begging you to follow the teachings of the scriptures of Gurudev. This we have to do. Bring up this ashram and live in the light that he portrayed. That is the most important thing. Glorifying him once in a way is okay, it's alright. But that shouldn't end there. We should always think what he stood for, why he came, why he mixed with us, what he told us. That is very important. The Gita, he said, the general talks he gave, and then whatever he told you in person, he has given personal messages to many people I know. All those things have to be put into practice. If this is done, then we can say we are close with the Bhaktananda, or we are devotees of him, or we like him very much. All these are bouquets. Even it's only pre-bets. We're just fooling ourselves. So, on this occasion, I like to end by saying these things. Hari Om Tat Sat. If you have any questions, I can answer. As regards this, so Mr. Yeah, come sit down.
I said, it's okay. I will stand. All of us just now, in fact, I was late just now. I was trying to rush and come here. I didn't want to miss the talk by Mr. Ramakrishnan. Mr. Ramakrishnan just now gave us a very, very wonderful talk, very informative. Although,
You didn't hear the major part of my talk, you say.
I know what you will talk. Thank you. You're going back. You're not going back.
No.
You're staying back.
After food only.
Yeah, make sure you eat well. Okay, Mr. Ramakrishnan is also my personal friend, very good friend of mine. I'm sure he's also a good friend of you all. And just now we all heard him give a very, very inspiring talk, a very, very informative talk, very, very nice talk about his friend.
You came too late, you must have heard teacher's talk.
Well, that is because you give spiritual talk based on spiritualism. I don't know about teacher, but I know she will also have said something on spiritual life also.